catfishing, is bad and bougie. Bad. Cooking up dope with a Uzi. My niggas is savage, ruthless. We got 30s and 100 rounds too. My bitch is bad and bougie.
Hi you guys, I am here on this wonderful Wednesday and I decided I want to share a story with y'all. I have a lot of stories that I could tell about my life, but this one, so I've been seeing a lot of people on YouTube telling stories about the time they got catfished. Well, my story about when I got catfished is, I don't know. So I'm just going to start with the story. Okay, so I was in college at this time. I was going through a lot with my last relationship before that. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to be cool and talk to somebody on Facebook. And I had seen the show Catfish, and I had seen all of this thing, so I was just being stupid, basically. And so I was talking to this dude. I met him on Facebook. Well, he messaged me, and so I was like, okay, whatever. So his name was Mark. We're gonna give him Mark. So Mark, he was fine, like light skin, body like boom, you know, like real cute. And like the pictures that he took, it was like in a realistic place. It wasn't like he was a model or anything. It was just real cute. And so me and my self issues, I'm like, oh, I can't get a dude like that, you know. So Mark messaged me. He was like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, you know, good. So then we exchanged numbers and stuff like that, and I'm still shocked. Like, what you want from me? Like, what is it? And he lived in, I forgot where he lived. Somewhere far, like it was like real far, because I had looked it up to see how far it was from me, and I live in Texas, so I was just like, oh, that's far. That's like a flight, and so it was somewhere cold. I don't know where it was. It wasn't Colorado, but it was somewhere cold. So we're talking. He was talking about, telling me all his problems with his baby mother and all of that. And so I'm like, oh, okay. So we became friends. And so, you know, it goes on a month, and then we start getting a little bit closer. So at this time, like I didn't have an iPhone, so like I had to like Uvu or do stuff like that. So I was like, okay, we can, was it, did I Uvu? No, we could Skype. I was like, oh, we could Skype. So he didn't have an iPhone either, so it was just me and him with no iPhone. So we Skyped or whatever, and I was like, why is the screen black? He was like, oh, my Skype is messed up or whatever. You know, I can see you, but you can't see me. And I'm who I say I am. Like, if you look at my pictures, this is what I look like. So I'm like, okay, me being stupid behind a dude, because I'm thinking, oh, he fine. So, you know, so I'm telling my girls about him. I'm like, oh, he's so fine. Da-da-da. I'm like, Mark is Mark is he, you know, Mark is good or whatever. So my friend's like, something's not right. And so I'm like, no, I mean, like, you know, I really think this is it. I said, oh, he real, like, you know, like me being stupid. I thought, okay, he, you know. So then you know, we continued to talk, and there was a lot going on, and there was a certain female on Facebook or whatever that was claiming him. So I will sit there and approach him and be like, you know, like, you saying that you want to be with me and stuff, but this female or whatever is this female is messaging and commenting on your stuff, and I'm like that's disrespectful on my part. And she was she pregnant at the time? I believe she was pregnant at that time, but it wasn't like his baby mama or nothing. So I'm like, like just respect my wishes. So he was like, okay. So he stopped talking to her, but she was still commenting though. Commenting. So I was like, okay, well, I mean, so she messaged me and she was like, how do you know such and such? And I was like, oh, we talk or whatever. Do. She was like, no, he telling you all it is, but he really with me. Remind you, she lived in a different part too. Like I lived in Texas, she lived somewhere, and then he lived somewhere else. So everybody is like in every different place. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna fight you over no dude or nothing like that. I'm about to say female. But I'm not finna fight you over no dude. And she was okay, but she wasn't like cute. I feel like cute. Anyways, so me and him had got into it or whatever. And then like it got into the point where like we would talk to each other like every second. It was like nonstop. It was like we were talking when we woke up, he would either call me or I would call him, and then we have these conversations and we talk about life. And I remember one day he was sick, and so he's sick, and I'm over here worried about him, and I'm going to school and stuff like that. He was like, I can't even go to work, stuff like that. And so then it came down to the day I stopped being stupid. So I was like, we need to Skype. So we Skyped or whatever, and he was like, I need to tell you something. I was like, what is it? He was like, when we get on Skype, I'll tell you. So we get on Skype. Remind you, it's black. So I'm like, oh, I can't see you. I really want to see you. Let me see you. So he was like, nah, you gonna be mad. And I was like, why would I be mad? I mean, like, I'm gonna see this light skinned dude, this fine light skinned dude. Why would I be mad? So then he was like, give me a second. So it comes down to he basically like flashed me, like showed himself, and then it disappeared. Like he took the camera off of him. And I was like, what was that? Because it was like this ugly person. And I was like, what was that? So he was like, you gonna be real mad. And I'm like, why am I gonna be mad? So he was like, so he put the camera on him. And I was like, this nigga was blacker than my phone case. His hairline was all the way back here, like all the way back here. He was like cute, and the thing that ran through my mind the most when we were talking, his voice don't match his picture, and I kept saying that over and over again. Your voice don't match your picture. His voice was really nice or whatever. I really liked his voice. It was real nice, but I was just like, And this was my stupid years before I graduated from college and then went to university. So it was before I graduated, and this is when I thought I was shit. So I was like, ain't nothing like that gonna happen. So I said, the first thing that came out of my mouth is, why you lied to me? Basically, like, why? And he was like, because you wasn't gonna like me and all this other stuff. I really did like you. I was like, but we could have been friends, because he was real cool. It wasn't like, oh, like, I'm not the type of person, like, I'm not gonna hold a grudge against you or nothing like that. And he was like, my cousin just got out of jail or whatever, And that's him in the picture that I was seeing. He was like, that's him, and all this other stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. So he was like, he gonna be using his Facebook now, because he had gave me his password to his Facebook so I can keep in contact with everybody and give them gist. And I was like, so you lied? And he was like, yeah, I didn't want you to be mad. But I was like, because at the time I was planning a trip to go see him or whatever. Because I was just like, yeah, I ain't never been there. And I'm a person who loves to travel. So I was like, that'd be kind of cool. You could meet me at the airport and we do all of this stuff. So I was very speechless because I was just like, why lie? Like, why? So basically, he was just like, that's my cousin. So then a couple of months later, because I had hung up on him, I was like, click, and he had called back. And I was like, click, 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 click. Like, just boop. No, because you straight up just lied. Like, about your whole life. Like, so then, months later, I see the same picture on Facebook because I couldn't get back on that page. I don't know what happened. I couldn't get back on the page. So it was like, and let me recap. So then, before all of this had happened, like, you make me look like a fool on my Facebook page because, like, we tagging each other and stuff, like, ooh, babies. And so, a few months later, after all of this had went down, I see this picture. So I messaged. I was like, hey, how you doing? Well, it's not him. And I was like, you don't remember me? He was like, no. Am I supposed to? And I was like, no. Long story. I was like, no, you're not. So then I get back on my Skype and I message him, but I forget that he's not who he says he is. So I was just like, okay, whatever. I mean, I was like, I could have been on Catfish because, like, imagine if I would have went up there, y'all. Like, his hairline all the way back to her, and then you black. Like, I ain't got nothing wrong with my man of color, like, but you black and ugly, and your hairline all the way back here, like, I don't know. That was that. I think I just can't speak of it. Like, now that I have matured, I be looking for that type of stuff. Like, you look too good to be true. Like, ladies, if he looked too good to be true, most of the time he is too good to be true. But sometimes you can look up or whatever. But nope, nah. So that is my story time. I mean, drop in the comments below if you have a story you want me to share, cause I'm gonna start this whole YouTube thing. I guess I like sharing my story with people, and my friends are tired of hearing my stories. So I'm gonna share them with the world, cause ain't no shame in my game. So leave them down below. Bye, y'all.